You're listening to Bridges Radio Program. This is a show about the creative industries, artists of all mediums, and other professionals who make the art we all enjoy. Bridges is produced at Citadel House Studios in Lewisport, Newfoundland and Labrador, and is a collaborative project between Carolyn R. Parsons and Citadel House. This program can be found on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and in podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, as well as many other podcast hosting programs.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Bridges Radio. It is episode 11, and it's November 30th, Friday, November 30th, 8 p.m., and we are here. I'm in Lewisport, and we have on the line, I hope, Bonnie Stairs. Are you there, Bonnie?
It's me, yes.
You are!
You hoped correctly.
I thought you were, because you were there before I started recording.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have trust issues now. I have trust issues with our technology because I interviewed Dorina Harvey. I think she was on the show. Oh, it was
3 episodes ago, maybe?
I think, yeah, like November 16th episode, I think. So I interviewed her before that, obviously. And I called and everything seemed, I could not get the sound to work. It was something had happened and all of my setup was no longer working. I couldn't feed her voice into the recording. And so I had to stop it and call her back later and do the interview. I think I called you with a major panic attack saying, oh my goodness. And we got the system going, and then Dorina, bless her heart, was so kind to actually give me a second shot. So I have trust issues now with this, which has worked every other time perfectly. And it's probably not the recording system, and it's probably not the interview mic Skype we use. It's probably just something that connected all of them, right? And so something glitched out on me. It's all fixed, but I still worry. I fret.
Don't fret. I'm
fret.
here, and also, it's crazy that we're on episode 11.
It is crazy. It's good, though. It's been going well. I watch the stats, the analytics that tell me who's listening or how many people are listening. And it is great. It is really going well, especially since we have been focusing on getting our content, and we haven't been as focused yet on building our audience. That will come. We're working on it, of course, but not as like the focus. We wanted to make sure that we had a good format and a good idea, and but without even trying, people are really listening. Our numbers are pretty good. I'm not sure what they are offhand, but they're really good. And it's surprising because what happens is some of these people that we're talking to have their own audiences already. And so they will listen to interviews. And I was like Kate Sparks, for example, is an author. She's a USA Today bestselling author. I interviewed her a number of weeks ago. And of course, she shared it to all of her platforms that she's involved with as an author. And you have a lot of people and a lot of followers and a lot of fans and a lot of readers if you are a USA Today bestselling author. That's thousands and thousands of people who like your work, right? So,
and it was showing up for us. It was a big jump.
Yes,
which is cool.
And she still, I think, right at this moment has that episode that interviews her, or where she's interviewed. That was a really weird way of saying it, is one of our most listened to so far. But all of them are up there. It's really good to see that people are interested in what our guests have to say, and maybe even
they're all good too.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit in what we have to say, right? I mean, last week we learned about contra dancing, and I would bet whoever's listening is going to Google. You should Google contra dancing. So. And last episode was...
We cover a wide variety.
We do. We're all over the place because we're the arts, and that's huge. That's a big, and certainly contra dancing would be a part of the arts. I think dancing is certainly artistic expression. So,
absolutely.
Absolutely. And
I danced for 10 years, and that is it's a beautiful thing.
It's a wonderful thing. And
I love dance.
My cousin's daughter was a dancer and studied dance at George Brown College. I have another friend's son who has danced his entire life, just a young fella in his 20s who lives in Toronto and teaches dance and performs, professional dancer and very interpretive type dancing. And I think dance is, and it's sort of incidental, right? It's a part of a music video or it's part of a show, and we enjoy it, but we don't. A lot of people may, but I don't think about it as much when I think about the arts. But from now on, I will be counting.
Please
dancing.
do, because
yes.
I'm gonna beat that into your head because it's a sport too. I will stand by that one forever.
It is, and we have a dance school.
Sport, and it's an art, and it's beautiful.
We have a dance school here in town in Lewisport. My kids both did dance there, and then it stopped for a little while, but I think she started lessons again. I think there's one in Gander.
Okay.
I mean, there are dance studios in central Newfoundland and all over the province. So, maybe I'll get a dance teacher on at some point, or a dancer on at some point, and have a chat about that. That'd be fun. So, last episode.
If any listeners have a reference of a dancer or a dance instructor, let us know.
We're always looking for people.
To talk to them.
I would love that. Yeah. Maybe that's an interview you could do, Bonnie, because since you've got some dance experience. Yeah, we're always looking for people to come on the show and tell us about their artistic endeavors. And we do. Please let us know well in advance if you have an event, because we do. Because this also inspires the newspaper column. There's a lot of deadlines involved. We'd love to be able to say yes to everybody, but get us your information like as soon as you know, so that we can put you in our production schedule. It's important, or we may not be able to accommodate. Like, I worked so hard trying to figure out how to fit something in a while ago, because there was somebody really cool I thought maybe we could interview. But their event was going to happen like 3 weeks before I would have talked to them. So it's like, next time. So, but yeah. And we had Ian Foster. We fit him in. He was on our last episode, and did a show at Citadel House. Doing a show tonight.
Right now.
Yeah.
Currently.
And exactly. And then
probably doing a sing.
And Ian's got Gander December 2nd. So if you missed him at Citadel House, if they're not sold out in Gander, get to Gander December 2nd. Do you know where that is? I don't have a location. But you can go through Citadel Club. Yeah, Gander Golf Club, but you can go through Citadel House, right?
Yeah, I don't believe the golf club is holding tickets.
Okay.
So, if you're looking for them, look online, look on Facebook. There's an event. You should be able to find your ticket link there. Or at thecitadelhouse.com. There's also tickets for sale on that page.
Great. There you go. What else have we got? Do we have
or give us a call.
Yeah, call Citadel House. If you want to do something and you don't know what you want to do, pick up the phone and call Citadel House and see what they got on the go. We try to tell you, this is a Citadel House produced. Their partner in this podcast, Bonnie, works for Citadel House, and I don't. I'm independent producing this, but I'm a regular attendee. But we try to tell you all of the things that are happening at Citadel House. For their benefit, but mostly for your benefit, because there's always such great performances and shows. This is just an amazing place to go. Yeah. And they're branching out and bringing shows to other communities. So just like I said, hit them up, go on their Facebook page, give them a call, whatever, and see what's on the go. You don't need to be bored on a weekend.
No,
so,
don't tell me there's nothing to do. I'll tell you otherwise.
It drives me crazy. I hear people say that all the time. Well, there's nothing to do here. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I never stop. Like I see so many artists, and it's a region, right? So, I mean, you can go to Gander, you can go to Grand Falls, you can go to Twillingate. Like, it's not that far, guys. Like, you can go to a show in Twillingate. You can get in the car and drive up and drive back.
Yeah.
Like, mind the moose.
The commute to go to Gander would be the same as me going literally anywhere here in Toronto. It takes at least a half an hour.
And I lived in Ontario too, and to go to the grocery store, we had a small store in town, but to go to the big grocery store, it was a 25-minute drive and there and back, and that's what we did. And you didn't think about, I gotta go to town. It's like you get on the road and go. And Maybe that's it, though. When you get outside, if you get used to living in bigger regions, that's not as daunting. But just drive, just go and enjoy some good music and entertainment. Down at Glovertown has the Diamond House. They have entertainment all the time, and House of Diamonds, I think is what it's called. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, Kevin Blackmore's involved with that project, and I see their stuff go through my Facebook feed. And we've got to talk to them at some point as well, and get them on the show and find out about that venue and what they're doing down there. But this is a big old region. Look, there's stuff to do.
Yeah, there is. I feel like we've just lost a whole bunch of our central listeners because we're ranting to them that they need to leave their houses more.
Yes. Well, yes. And if you don't sit, I'll tell you what you do. On you download Bridges episodes, and on the drive to wherever all the good stuff's happening, you listen to our episodes. You see? That's the beauty of a podcast.
There's actually so many good podcasts on Spotify or anywhere, really. I love podcasts.
Oh, I love podcasts. And that's what I like, because you can download them. You don't have to actually use your data. If you download them onto your phone, if you subscribe and download them, you just need a few episodes to get you if you're going for a drive, and you listen to them, and then you can delete them after you've listened and put some more on. And so
I know we have a time, but what are your favorite podcasts you like to listen to?
Bridges Radio. I listen to a lot. I do listen to our podcasts sometimes, because I'm kind of working in the arts in other ways, not just with this. Sometimes I will re-listen to some of the beginning ones, or they give me ideas for columns and stuff. But I listen to a lot of news.
Okay.
Yeah. If like CBC documentaries that maybe I didn't get to watch. I'm not a TV person. So, there will be a documentary on something that I didn't see, and I will put on, so I have subscribed to CBC and Dateline and, a lot of those programs, Fifth Estate, Land and Sea, like wherever there's a podcast in the news, that's what I listen to. And I prefer that in the car. I like talk radio, but you can't get the local talk radio in the car. Plus, there's not as much anymore because they're all mostly on AM, or you just, when you're driving, the towers and stuff, you lose them.
Yeah.
So I will put the podcasts on my phone and listen to them while I drive and catch up. And I have a trip to St. John's right after Christmas, if the weather holds out. I'm supposed to go back to St. John's early in the new year. And I will be listening to about 8 hours of podcasts going in and coming back, right? And that's what I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I also do books on audiobooks too. I like audiobooks, especially.
Oh, audiobooks are good. Yeah.
Yeah, usually audiobooks are for me nonfiction. That's where I listen to, the self-help type books and that kind of stuff. Like that's where I put those on audiobooks. Fiction, I usually sit.
Yeah, you can read those ones more. I really like the School of Greatness as a podcast, because it's a bit of a motivational, educational, self-help, but it's also a podcast. It's with Lewis Howes. That one's on Spotify. I like that one.
I love TED Talks.
And Love Letters. TED Talks, yes.
Yes. Also, remember last time we were talking about doing something new, and I couldn't think of anything new I had done, but I had actually done something new in a sense. It was a little thing, but we had the grand finale for the literary events thing, the tour, which is over, and I forgot what it's called now that it's over. And prior to that, I decided I would read at least one book from every one of the authors that were on the panels I was hosting, because I moderated 2 panels. So the first panel was about world building, and so I read books. But the second panel, I had read books by every one of the authors except for Scott Bartlett. Scott Bartlett writes